Hello everyone and welcome to our newest edition of the Lrc T2 calendar. Some of you maybe know me, some of you maybe don't. But my name is German Beat XP, the Aston Martin guy from Tier 1. Yeah, so it's a race in one of the more difficult race tracks, I would guess. It's in Imola, which is a very tight and narrow track where a good qualifying is really important to have, and that's what our drivers try to achieve today. Just a small question, is the audio fine at the moment, or do we have some, or is it too loud, or do you understand me well? Okay, no reaction till yet. I guess that's a yes. So let's see what our drivers can do today. Here we see Saul Goodman in the no, that's not right. Let's just look at Spinoza's brother, which is in a very good position right now, coming up to Torsa. Really nicely taken there. And Sven and also Frosty actually got up in front of him, which is a very good sign for them. Down the mountain on the way to Aqua Minerale. Can Arrow take this one really well? So today it's only one qualifying lap, and then we have a sprint race coming right after that, which will be a very fun race to watch, I guess, and very chaotic also. And now we see the Mauno coming down to the Ravazzas. Can he hold it on the straight line? Will he make it onto another pole position for his big book of records? And it seems like he can. Lamauno on P1 for first. So it's Lamauno for pole position for the sprint with a very close margin to Frosty. 0.015 seconds. It can't get even closer than that. Arrow third for the sprint with also a very good lap. And then our newcomer Sven on P4 in his debut for qualifying, which is a very good result. Versengen on P5. Michelle from P6. Coolest, our other commentator for the Tier 1 races, on P7. Tony D, aka Sven on P8. Saul on P9. Chris Wiggle, also a newcomer, on P10. Then we have Spinoza's brother, also a long-time LRC driver and member, on P14. I think he would have liked a better position, but... Oh, there's someone in the grass! I think that's Lamar now. Yes, it's Lamar now. He spun into the grass on the formation lap again. That is like so reminiscent of the race in Bahrain. Frosty in P2 and Lamar now at the back of the grid. Let's see when he takes his grid spot, and then I guess we have and he spun it around. Oh my god! But I would say that's an advanced tire warming, but I would suggest it did him more harm than good. Okay. Let's see for the sprint race. It's 5 red lights. 3, 2, 1. And away we go for the sprint race in Imola. Lamar now gets a good start, I guess. Yes, he got a very good start, and Frosty is right behind him. But will there be any contact for turn 1? As it seems, actually, there was no... Oh, someone spun behind. I think that was Sven, unfortunately. Let's just go to the back of the field and see. Okay, it was only Sven, as it seems. The rest okay, there are some cars standing. I think it was a Williams. It is Lenin and Conscorpio, which is a really big shame for those. And Sven also had some issues. Really unfortunate for him, because he had such a good qualifying, and now he's back on P16, which is a really big shame for him, I guess. But let's look in the front again. Frosty right at the tail of Lamar now. Can he do something in the first laps, or will this be a normal driving behind each other? Down they go to Ravazza, and let's see if they can do something, while Sigo gets a time penalty for cutting corners at the moment. And Versengen got arrow, as it seems. Yes, he actually did. Versengen right before arrow at the moment, while Le Mans gets the fastest lap of the session at the moment. Yeah, Le Mans now, he's the guy who spins all the time. But actually, it seems the spin did not do any damage to his cars, it seems, so that's very lucky for him. As it seems, Saul Goodman right after trimmer shave at the moment. The Bulgarian driver under a lot of pressure from Saul, as it seems. Will there be any moves at the moment, or can they hold the positions as it seems? While meanwhile Kimi got a very good start, as it seems. He started P11 and now he's driving on P8, which is a very good result at the moment for the driver from Croatia. Frosty seems to be very close to Le Mans now at the moment. Can he do something down the chicane, or will there be a move? Oh, and Frosty goes right, but it doesn't seem that it costs him too much time at the moment. Can he do something about him on the straight line? While we have a yellow flag in sector 3, it seems like it was. I don't know what happened around actually. Oh, and Kimi will have a nice battle with perhaps in the moment. But Kimi, it seems like Kimi defended it very well, but he lost the position to Spinotto's brother at the moment. Can Kimi defend the move now into the Variante Tamburello at the moment? Kimi tries for the outside, but perhaps with too much top speed through gets it. But perhaps did a small mistake, and Kimi goes around the outside with a very clean move. I really enjoyed that one. Really good move from Kimi, and nice defending with the switchback there. Frosty is still right on the tail of Le Mans now. Ryder going through the fast left, and Le Mans did a small mistake, as it seems. Frosty right at his tail. Can he do something through Acqua Minerale? And Le Mans goes deeply wide on that. Frosty in the lead of the sprint race at the moment. What a move from Frosty. Really, really clean one. But what did Le Mans do wrong there? That's a really unusual mistake from our two-time champion in Lrc. But can he defend it now through Ravazza and then on the back straight? Because Le Mans certainly will get the DRS down the straight now. And Frosty with a really good exit through Ravazza, but the DRS flap is open. Can Le Mans get right to his hand? He is! Le Mans goes around the outside for Frosty with a huge top speed advantage. Holy smokes, that was a really fast top speed that he had there. Meanwhile, Versengen defending in the background from Aero, which will be also a very interesting battle to see. And also a driver which I would like to mention is Coolest. Coolest with a very good result at the moment. In P5 actually putting on the pressure on Aero at the moment. Can he do something like down the Acqua Minerale? Does Aero make a mistake? Or will there be a clean move? Meanwhile we have a yellow flag in sector 2. Let me see if I can find what happened. It seems like one of the Astons spun or something like that. No, the Alpines from Chris Wiggett looks like spun around and caused the yellow flag. Meanwhile, let's look again at Coolest and Aero. If Coolest can overtake Aero on the back straight. He's very close to him with only 0.03 of a second right on his tail. But Aero will also get the DRS, the front from Versengen. But how is the wing level from Coolest? Is he much faster on the straight? Let's see what he can do. And also you see Frosty again on the attack on the Mano, but Aero defends it very nice on the outside. Great job by the Portuguese driver. And meanwhile, it seems like there was an accident, a massive one, with Shinade and Casey, unfortunately. And we have a safety car actually. That's the first one in the Tier 2 season, I believe actually we have. And unfortunately we didn't catch what happened to Shinade and Casey, but I think when the safety car came out, there should have been a big accident, I guess. Yeah, unfortunate for those two drivers, but I guess We will see a replay afterwards, what happened or not around that. So, a whole lot of action-packed racing again in the sprint races. When we remember the sprint race we had on Friday in Jeddah, which I was a part of, it was non-stop action, but now we actually get a small little break at the moment with the safety car for the next 2 laps. The big question is now, will someone actually dive into the pits for new tires, or will they all stay out, or did someone pick up damage and will repair that? Let's see if all stay out or not. And it seems nobody dived into the pits, which is understandable because in the sprint track position is also very important. But maybe someone was bold enough actually to try to go for for this new set of tires, maybe even a set of softs, and drive through the whole. And as I said, 2 tires are actually in the pits. Sven Wiggle, is it just a pit? He actually pits for the soft tires. He tries to get a few seconds out of the time, and then also the Alpine of Chris Wiggle also gets onto a set of softs, which can be a very interesting strategy right now. I think they can actually do some stuff with those, but let's see if they get a clean exit out of after the safety car stop. Meanwhile, also Sigo dives into the pits. I think this one might be even related to damage at the point. No, it's not damage. He also dives in for a few set of softs. Let's see if he actually also can make some good time with that. Let's go back to the front. Meanwhile, I see Frosty got a penalty at the moment. I think that's probably because of corner cutting, I guess, which is really big shame because he has now really hard time to get in front of Le Mans now and taking that P1. Oh, was there small contact? Or did it just look like that? I don't know, to be honest. But if there was contact, then the safety car was probably very slow at that point. Yeah, so Aero, a lot of things changed while the last Tier 2 race. At the moment, Shadow leads the championship, from what I know, but he is also a reserve and he is not here today, unfortunately. So that means Aero has today a really good chance of actually taking the lead in the standings of Tier 2, because Stephanox unfortunately left the server after a small dispute with the owners of the server. He said he didn't want to race here anymore, but this opened a door for a whole lot of new possibilities. We have like 3 championship contenders right now, which is Aero and also Versengen we have to consider. And even Versengen can also make his impact on the standings right now when he delivers today, because those extra points that you get in the sprint race can make it a whole lot of more interesting. The Mauno also reserving today, so his points are not necessarily championship deciding, but also he can take points out of Le Mans now, like out of Aero and maybe even Versengen. But let's see what happens when the race restarts. Okay, as it seems, oh no, now we get the message that the safety car will be in this lap, so we can expect a very, very hectic and chaotic restart for the moment. Let's see if there will be any contact through Tamburello this time, or will it be clean like the first time. Let's see what the safety car dives down into the pit lane right now. I think the green flag should be coming out very soon. When will Le Mans get on the gas? Now he gets on the gas and we restart for the sprint race in Imola. Frosty is right on the tail of Le Mans now. Can he do something around that? Of course, no DRS at the moment, but Frosty does not catch Le Mans now. Will there be any contact through Tamburello? As it seems like Coolest lost a rear bit, but he nicely catched it as it seems. And we have a yellow flag down sector 1. I believe that's for the yeah, it's big shame for Sven. He has no front wing left, which is a really big shame. Oh man. The Dutch driver will not be happy about it. Meanwhile, Conscorpio right at the tail of Sigo. Will he dive down for a move down the left-hander? No, he isn't. that's probably a more wise to back even out of that. Let's go at the back of the front of the grid again. Binotto meanwhile getting a 3-second penalty for corner cutting at the moment. And for, oh, Aero for, I'm sorry that I didn't get that on camera, but Aero did catch Versengen down one of the corners, which would have been a very nice move, I guess. And Versengen right under pressure again from Kulis. Can he defend it down? The Variante Tamburello. Kulis, as it seems, with a lot less swings, but Versengen dives on Tesla, but no, Kulis actually goes on the outside. Will he take it for, will he dive down? Oh no, there's contact between Versengen and Kulis. But can they keep it on the road? And meanwhile also Trimmershave getting involved with that. Trimmershave going out on the grass. And then Kulis gets it down, Variante Villeneuve, but also Versengen still does not give up. Will he dive down into Tosa? No. Kulis made a very nice move down the Variante Villeneuve, which was a great move in my opinion. That was really nice, but a big shame for Versengen, who did really well in the qualifying, and now he lost a few positions. Meanwhile, let's look at Frosty and Le Mano again. Frosty right at the tail of Le Mano. Can he actually do something? And meanwhile also Aero getting a penalty for corner cutting, which is expected in Imola, because the track is that narrow. Down they go, Ravazza, and now I don't know if we have DRS at the moment, or is it if it was activated again. No, it's no DRS now. Now DRS is activated. Can Frosty do something against the might of Mano? Meanwhile, Aero also close at his tails. Kulis hasn't built a nice gap now to Versengen. And Versengen again is still under pressure. Oh no, one of the Astons, man, it's Darth Kuman, and he gets picked up by perhaps also. But as it seems he got away with no damage, but I saw like a small end plate from a front ring flying over the track. I don't know from which car that was, but it's really big shame for our Aston Martin driver Darth Kuman, who actually gave his debut today. But let's see, it's just a sprint for now. But meanwhile, Sven also did a very nice recovery after the incident in the start phase. Already back on P9. Can he do something against Saul Goodman in the Ferrari in front of him? And Trimmershave still keeping up the pressure on Versengen. Let's look down with Ravazza. If Frosty can do something with DRS, and also Aero will have DRS down Ravazza. Let's see if there will be a good opportunity for an overtake there while we entered the last lap of this very exciting sprint race, I have to say. A lot of action happened again, but let's see if there is actually a chance for Frosty to catch Le Mano, or will Le Mano take the victory in the sprint. Let's look at the battle from Versengen and Trimmershave for a second again. But as it seems, Versengen has the pace advantage at the moment down Aqua Minerale. Yes, I think Versengen will have his P5 saved at that point. But let's look back again in the front, Frosty and Le Mano. Le Mano, as he crosses down into Ravazza 1 and Ravazza 2, getting a very clean victory again in the sprint race, and with a very good start position for this race in the feature race. Well done to Le Mano, while getting also the fastest lap of the race again. In P2 we have Frosty, and in P3 we have would have been Aero, but through his penalty he gets down to P4, which is a big shame, but congrats to Kulis on the P3 in his sprint debut in Tier 2. Then we have Versengen on P5, he actually hold on to his P5, which is very good for him. Trimmer Shave in P6, and also Sven Wiggle in the Aston Martin with a very solid result for his debut. In P7, Saul Goodman on P8, Chris Wiggle on P9, and Lennon with a very good P10 after the incident he also had in the starting phase of the race. 3 red lights, 2, 1. And we go for the feature race in Imola. Lamar now looks like he got an awful start. Coolest actually on the softs in P1. What a cracker of a start. With the soft, of course he has the advantage, but also, oh no, there's contact with Frost. No, that was Frosty spun out, and Saul Goodman also tried deck, and there is a car into the barriers. That is Sigo in the McLaren, which is a big shame for him. And I think, yes, we are under a safety car. I don't know if it is a virtual safety car or an actual safety car right now, but I guess from the heaviness of the collision, that would have been should have been a normal safety car. But very, very good start from coolest down, from starting in P3 and getting right up into P1. Also, Lamar was on those hards, lost 3 positions, which is very unusual for him. Arrow in P3, and also one benefiter of the start chaos was Versengen in P2. Very good performance from those drivers.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Lamar has actually dropped down 4 positions.
Yes.
He's on the hards. Wow.
But maybe he gets the advantage later in the race. But let's see if he tries to get rid of those while they're all in the race, almost going through. Oh, it was virtual safety car. We actually going again. That was a very short one. I actually thought we were under real safety car conditions. Okay. But then let's see, then we ride into the action again. So that's why Lamar didn't decide on changing those tires. Let's look at Coolest with the softs with a huge pace advantage at the moment, which is really, really good for him. And Arrow getting down the pressure on Versengen. Can the American driver defend it in the first few laps of this race? Also a huge benefactor of the start chaos was Benotto's brother, and he's actually right on the tail of Lamar now.
Yeah, it looks like Benotto is trying to attack Lamar now here.
Yeah, but Lamar had a very good exit, I think. And let's see how they go down to Acqua Minerale. Both drivers with a very good exit there. But now let's go to the very hard to drive chicane. Does he take too much curves? Does Leclerc? No, it was actually a good line he did. And Lamar now right on the tail of Arrow again. Arrow under a lot of pressure on the. Even though he's on the meat, there's a lot of pressure from behind from Lamar, but Lamar will not have the DRS that will be activated in the next first, I guess. So Arrow can probably defend that move right now, except he has way more Arrow at the moment on his car. And that was. Yeah, and Arrow could defend it. He has probably not that much wing level as it seems. Very good driving from both drivers. Meanwhile, Arrow getting down the pressure again on Versengen.
Yeah, for how long can Versengen keep this in P2?
Yeah.
How long can he keep up the defense?
Yeah, and what can Lamar do about it? I mean, he has. Oh no! Oh my God, that was a very close call from Arrow. It looked like he caught the car in the last second of the till he spun 360. Very good, clean save for him. But still, the pressure from behind is immense. And even though Lamar is on the hard tires, he has such a big pace advantage as it seems.
Yeah, Arrow with that half spin. It's with a very good save, I have to say. But he's got it all wrong now because Lamar knows right on his tail.
Yes, but
with
now
DRS.
let's see what what he can do with the DRS. Also, Arrow got the DRS. Can he defend it right now from Lamar? No, Lamar now with such a pace advantage as he saw in the sprint race already. Just goes down the inside on the straight, and he cleared Arrow with no issue at all. Very, very low wings as it seems for Lamar now. But Arrow still again on the tail of Lamar now. With a good, and Spinotto on the gravel, and he spun, and he has terminal damage.
Oh.
Really unfortunate, and I think now that should be a whole safety car, because that AlphaTauri stood in a very particular spot where there could be another exit. So I think the safety car here would be the right call. Meanwhile, our debutant with Sven Wiggle already up in P5 with a very solid performance for Aston Martin, which is really good to see for the team.
Yeah, the full safety cars come out, and the first one to catch it is Coolest, actually.
Yeah, Coolest will be right behind after the safety car. And he can nurse his softs a bit longer for that, which kind of helps him, because he can extend his stint for the softs now. Or will he dive down into the pit lane and will get rid of them? And he actually does, he get rid of his soft tires. What will he choose for his next tire? I would probably guess he either tries to go for the hard tires, which will be a very bold strategy, but it can get good results, or the mediums. And it will be the hard tires. Coolest with the strategy trying to drive those tires till the end of the race. I'm very excited to see if he can pull that off, which will be a very interesting scene. Meanwhile, also Sven and Kimi into the pits. They have damage, or Kimi goes onto the softs, which is a very interesting strategy call. As also is Sven on the softs. I mean, they now can get track positions, but I don't know if that was the right strategy call they got from the in-game engineer, or even from the team representative.
Yeah, so that means for Senna is actually now leading the American driver. Having a very solid race today.
That is an actually rare sight in the normal F1 and in league races. An American leading an F1 race. I believe the last American F1 driver we had, who was actually driving in the real F1, was Scott Speed back in the day, with I would say mixed results back in the day. But let's see if Logan Sargent can actually make some differences this year. Meanwhile, the safety car also benefits Frosty, which was caught up in this big tangle in the first lap, down in the first lap in turn 1. He can now catch up back to the field, which is very beneficial for him. Let's see if the safety car will stay out for another lap, as it seems. Yes, and Versengen with a very good position at the moment. Can he actually get this through the line, or will he do some bold strategy calls later in the race? Let's see about that. Meanwhile, Sven in P4, I don't know how he got in front of Chris Wiggle, but normally he shouldn't have gotten a position under the safety car. I did not catch that right, probably, but in P4, very good, strong result from him. Also like Darth Kuman in P6, which is also a very good result for our two new debutants.
Yeah, the fields are right bunched up, except for Kimi and Frosty and Uni D.
Yes, but that's because they met Coney D again in the pits. What happened there? I think he realized his mistake he made and he drives out onto the hard tires. I think there was a mistake he made probably with the in-game menus to switch on the right tires. Now he has to catch up back with the feed. I hope he can reach it in time for the race restart. Meanwhile, Frosty and Kimi just caught up back to the pack, which is good to see. But let's see if Coney D can actually catch up to the before the race starts again. Let's see if the safety car comes in this lap.
Looks like the safety car's not gonna come in this lap.
As it,
Or it is.
Did you get the message? I don't think it is actually. Normally you would have no. Yeah, no, it stays out for another lap. I think that is because of the pit stop from Coney D behind that. The game knew that he was pitting, and then the safety car stayed a bit longer outside.
We have one more lap of safety car in
Yeah.
this race.
And I think like it doesn't have to be the last one. I guess as we say, Imola is a very narrow track, and there's a lot of potential for crashing. As you just have to get one tire into the dirt, and then you're gone.
Yeah. For example, this corner where the safety car's now coming through, if you get it wrong there, like Spin Auto, you can crash out.
Yeah, the Variante
You
Villeneuve.
have terminal damage.
Yeah, the Variante Villeneuve is a very tricky corner. You just basically go flat out into the first corner and then brake into the close before the second corner, which is very tricky to get right. And if you have just a bit too much pace, you get onto gravel on that. Yeah, I think we should get the message down to Ravazza normally then we see if it comes in or not.
Yes, it is.
Yes, which will be very nice. And I think Kimi accidentally overtook perhaps under the safety car, but he already gave back the position, which is good to see, because he does not want to get a penalty for that. Okay, we go down to Ravazza and let's see if Versengen can hold his first place for Le Mans, or can Le Mans do something against that. Let's see when Versengen puts down the throttle. The safety car is in, and Versengen goes for it. Let's restart the race for the second time in Imola. And Arrow actually
very bad run.
Arrow got that restart very well. He's right on the tail of Le Mans, but he could actually play his top speed as advantage back again. And as it seems, everyone came clean through this time. And Sven Wigge down up on P3. He actually caught and down. Oh my God! There's an overtake attempt from Darth Cuman on the Arrow for Varianteville, and the other has just spun around in Varianteville. I think there are also some broken rearing parts back there, but as it seems, Shinjane can actually still drive the car. And also Lennon spun into Tosa. I probably think he lost it under the traction, which is a really big shame for the Italian driver. Meanwhile, Scorpio got Casey into the really fast left-hander down Aqua Minerali. And it's right on the tail of perhaps, but let's get back into the front fight with Sven right at the back of Le Mans now, and also Versengen, who did a very good lap as it seems. Still in P1, but can Le Mans now do something against that? Will he take the P1 down the main straight where he has his biggest advantage, that top speed? He proved he has like a few times already now.
Oh, DRS yet. What is it? Short yellow flag? Oh, it's short yellow flag.
Oh, okay. I think it was between Coney D and Casey from what I seen on the standings. And a few cars actually in the pits again. Kimi, Casey, and again Coney D for his third pit stop of the race. Okay, he has nose damage. He had to come in. And Kimi also, as it seems, got a penalty and also front wing damage, which is also a big shame for Croatian driver. But let's see it back again in the top part of the track, down on the left-hander, down to Aqua Minerali. Sven Wigge right at the tail of Le Mans now, which is really unusual, but I think that's the tire advantage he has at the moment.
Yeah. How is this battle for P1 gonna play out for? I think it is the top 4 actually battle.
Yeah, because Arrow always has to dive his nose back there. When someone does a small mistake, Arrow is right back again in the podium position, I guess. So DRS activated back again, but not for this lap. We have to wait for another turnaround of the whole entire circuit till we get till the drivers can again open their rear wings. And Le Mans now right at the back of Versengen. which is really cool to see. Very clean racing for those. Down through Variante Villeneuve. And Verstappen gets a good exit on those medium tires, and Le Mans tries to go for the move there, but backs out at the last moment with a lot of tires respin, as it seems. And Sven right at the side of him. But now he does the reasonable move and does not go for the overtake there. But he's right at the tail of Le Mans, puts him under a lot of pressure. Can Sven actually overtake Le Mans now for P2?
Yeah, it's looking very, very exciting here today.
And Le Mans goes wide at the moment, but he held it under the traction, which is good for him because that outside part of the track can be very slippery. And now we see them both, all three drivers behind open the rear wings now. Can Verstappen hold on to his P1 at the moment, or does this top speed of Le Mans and that's just mighty top speed from Le Mans now at that point. Verstappen no chance on the straight to keep it in P1.
Can Verstappen come back in the next DRS straight?
Hopefully, let's see. But those medium tires should probably lose some grip by now, I guess. Which is probably the thing where also Le Mans has the advantage at the moment now. With those hard tires, they will hold a very long time, I guess, on this track. Clean run from all drivers through Aqua Minerali, and Sven getting down the pressure on Verstappen. Let's see if Verstappen can hold his P2 onto the main straight right now. But first we have to do Ravazza 1 and 2. Let's see. Oh my god, and Sven going for the move actually. In the Ravazza, going a bit onto the grass, but Verstappen covers up the inside line, which was very nicely done from him. Very good defending from the American driver. But now he gets the pressure from the DRS, but also Verstappen should probably get open his front wing, which he does. I think he can hold on for his P2 a bit longer, as it seems. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry, Pablo, for interfering.
No worry. But Verstappen not able to come back at Le Mans here to the DRS straight.
Yes, let's see when those mediums will give up pace, I guess, because then the stuff will be very interesting.
But still a very solid race from Verstappen in P2.
Actually. I mean, we have like a 5-way battle for P1 at the moment. We have Le Mans, Verstappen, Sven, Arrow, and even Darth Cuman, who is not too far behind from the whole pack, right behind. And Le Mans did a mistake, as it seems, through Aqua Minerali, Verstappen up into P1, which was a very big mistake from Le Mans, and also Sven right at the back of Le Mans. That is not the first time Le Mans had problems through Aqua Minerali. He had also had problems in the sprint race there. Will that bite him down very much? Let's see what...
Verstappen has problems, I mean, Le Mans has problems, because Sven wiggled with the DRS, but he can't...
Yeah, but we don't... Oh my god, look at that straight line speed from Le Mans now. But Verstappen can actually hold it, and we have a yellow flag in sector 2. Can I see? It is the AlphaTauri of Conny D who spun down the mountain, where also George Russell bent his car back in the day in Imola. But this time it was not under safety car condition. Meanwhile, perhaps in the box, going for a set of hards. So he has done his whole pit stops, which will be interesting to see where he can finish on those hard tires. But let's just get back into the freeway fight for P1. Meanwhile, Verstappen actually got a bit of a gap to Le Mans now at the moment.
Looks like Arrow has fallen down a bit.
Oh yeah,
Darth Cuman has overtaken Arrow.
Darth Cuman actually, holy shit, that was unfortunately we missed it, which is a big shame, because I think it was a very nice move probably. But let's see it again back onto the main straight with with Sven actually going again for the move. Le Mans Nord, but Le Mans Nord also again open with the DRS. Can Versengen keep the Bahraini driver behind? And it seems like he can actually. That was great top speed, but he probably. Oh yeah, I see his rear wing and his light is flashing. That means he had to use a lot of battery for this one to defend.
Yeah, I was looking at Versengen's, Le Mans throttle input on the straight, and it looked like he was lifting a bit actually.
Okay, maybe he was afraid for going to the move there because he thought he did not have the spreader. Meanwhile, the two Aston Martins getting close to each other. Both go a bit wide through the fast left-hander and back again down for Aqua Minerali. Will there be any mistakes through the corner? No, very clean driving for all drivers. And we have a yellow flag in sector 3, but that is already gone again. So no safety car there to expect.
Right now, very solid points for Aston Martin actually with P3 and P4.
Yes, and like this 5-way battle is very exciting to see. And again, will Versengen dive down? Yes, Versengen dive down into the pits because his pit window just opened. And he gets a penalty for speeding into the pit lane, which will not help him today. Really unfortunate. But also Soul Equipment also getting a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. I've seen that happen quite a lot of times by now. I think many did not practice the pit entry, which comes very shortly after the pit entry, which comes very shortly.
Who makes a mistake in Tom Morello?
Yes, it seems like he did. And the Aston Martin of our debutant Sven Wigel in P1 for Aston Martin, which is great to see for the team. And Le Mans again does a small mistake. I think he took too much life out of his hard tires early, and Arrow caught him. Arrow in P2 in front of Le Mans. I actually think Le Mans has some very big tire degradation issues. Or maybe now the low downforce setup which Le Mans is driving bites him back. I guess that is probably one of the issues. But will Sven dive down into the pits now because the pit window is open? Sven with a small rear spin, losing the rear. No, Sven actually stays out, but Arrow dives down into the pits. And he does it right this time. He actually braked enough for the pit entry. Let's see how this pit stop will go for him. And it was a good stop. Into turn 1. Oh yeah, Le Mans actually catching up again with Sven Wigel. Can he do something down Villeneuve? No, Villeneuve is still Sven Wigel in front, but Tosa. No, Le Mans actually caught a bad exit through Villeneuve, I guess. So Sven actually got like a half-second gap right now, which is really good, comfortable for him. And Cool is back again on P3, as it seems that tire strategy actually kind of works for him. He was down like in P9, I believe, for most of the race, but now he's back again through the pit stops in P3, which is a really good result right now at the moment for Williams and for our Tier 1 commentator.
Mistakes made by Le Mans last lap, were that there's tire degradation, or was it just Le Mans being washed?
The most washed champion of them all, you say? I think I think he has too little downforce for the hard tires. That is probably the thing. Oh, Sven into the pits, but also getting the 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. My God. Which is unfortunate, but also I think yes, it is a set of hearts for Sven. And again, Le Mans, that is a very normal side for us right now. Again, back into P1, but he still has to do his pit stop later in the race for those hard tires. Let's see if he can put good time into it with the mediums when he gets onto that. Meanwhile, actually Versengen caught up to Sven through the pit stop, which seems the undercut from Versengen actually worked. And again, oh my God, we have a freeway. Oh my God, they're going free right into Villeneuve.
What a great battle we're witnessing here with Arrow in the middle in the Aston Martin.
And Arrow diving down into Tosa on Sven, and he actually gets the move done. What a move from Arrow. But Daft Human is not finished yet. He tries to go on the outside of the left-hander, but he goes too deep into, and Arrow actually gets the position done. Very clean move, but it was also very, very daring, going free right through one of the narrowest corners on the whole entire track. And Le Mans now he has free air, gets the fastest lap on the race on those old hard tires, which is very, very impressive to see.
A great battle is going on still for P5.
Yeah.
With, the both Aston Martins and Arrow.
Can Arrow defend it now down the main straight? And as it seems, Daft Human has a very good using a lot of battery for that move. But can Sven catch up to Arrow? As it seems, Sven does not. But Daft Human actually caught him on the main straight, which was a very clean move on the straight. Let's see if Arrow again does a move down into Tosa or not. No, he stays behind for the moment. And who I did not expect actually to be back up into P3 again is Frosty after that big incident he had in T1 in the lap 1. But back again in P3, which is a very, very, very good recovery from him. But let's get back into the freeway fight for P5 at the moment. And as it seems, Daft Human can actually kind of build a gap on Arrow at the moment. But now Arrow will get the DRS down the main straight. Let's see if he can overtake him with that, or even then down into the Ariante Tamburello.
Yeah, with Arrow with the DRS now on the straight, is he able to overtake Dart?
He is not. Daft Human also, as it seems, with a very low wing setup for his race at the moment. But let's see if Arrow did it once. Can he do it again into Tosa? No, he backs off. Very, very good fighting between those three cars, and no one gives the other one any room for mistakes. One mistake and you catch up to the position in front of you. This is some very close racing we're witnessing right now.
Yes, overall this has been great racing on the whole race from everyone.
And again, we're going back onto the main straight. Can Arrow do something now? Will he use more battery this time as the last times, or does he back off again? And it seems like he does not have the pace advantage on the straight to catch up to the Aston of Daft Human.
It looks like for second after his pit stop has not been able to come up into any podium position actually.
Yes, and actually it seems like Daft Human catching quite well up to Verstappen, the American driver under a lot of pressure also. I think it will be a freeway battle for P4 at the moment.
Yes, Frosty and Coolest actually overcutting Verstappen there then.
Yeah, but Frosty went really early into the pits because I believe he had damage. And Le Mans now is into the pits, and also picking up the 5-second penalty. At the moment, Coolest has a very good chance of actually winning that race because of those penalties everybody picks up, which is very funny to see. And also Frosty into the pits again. What?
I guess his strategy didn't.
Oh, he got wing damage as it seems. He gets a new front wing. and also onto the mediums. That is really a big shame for Frosty, running in P3 and now at the moment in P7, but I think Trimmershave caught him actually, yes. So he will rejoin, and I think P9 or no, actually even further down the grid, I believe it will be P12. Oh my god, really unfortunate. I think we have to ask him what happened there with the front wing damage in the interviews later. But
yeah, Lamar, yes, actually being overtaken by Versengen again.
and I missed it again, god damn it. But Versengen actually in front of Le Mans now, but Le Mans now with the big tire advantage, with the way faster mediums. I think that will be not long till we see a Mercedes back again in the front position at the moment.
Yeah, we do have to note that Versengen starts already 6 laps old, and Lamar on brand new mediums.
Yes, brand new mediums. And now we will see this mighty top speed again, which is running on, which will be massively faster than it. Although Versengen had a very good exit, as it seems, down into Ravazza, and actually the Aston Martin of Darth Kuman right behind on the tail of Lamar now.
Cool is still leading comfortably in front, but he has to make a pit stop again, I think.
I don't.
He's on 17 laps old.
Yeah, but I think he will probably try to actually either wait for a safety car or drive to the end of the race with those tires, I guess. Which will be a very bold strategy, but I think it will be the most viable. But because he has now 16 seconds of a gap, let's see what actually lap times he pulls, and Le Mans, and you should compare that to Le Mans knows. When Le Mans is just catching up into 1 second per lap, then Coolest has a very good chance of actually winning that race. And we also have to consider the 5-second penalties most drivers actually have because of the pit lane entries.
By the way, there's a spin from perhaps, I think it is?
No, it is from Casey, the other Red Bull driver, down into Villeneuve, probably overshot with the speed, I guess, down into. But it seems he can and he spins again into Tosa, probably.
Is that gonna interfere Coolest?
Let's see about that. It's going no. Casey actually reversing back into the wall, making space for Coolest so that he does not interfere with his race. It was very aware move from him. But still, we have again a yellow flag back in sector 1. I think it was Trimmershave outside of the track, but I'm not sure about it. But his car is kind of dirty. No, we have still a yellow flag in sector 2, but I can't see. It's again Casey. He has lost his front wing, which is a big shame. I don't know if he will retire or something, but as it seems he continues and will dive into the pits to get a new set of get a new front wing and a new set of nicely avoiding Frosty there. And we should get back into the P3 action because Le Mans now actually tries for a move, I think, now on Versengen down on the main straight.
Yeah, last lap he was like 1 second ahead of Le Mans.
But Versengen actually gets such good exits out of Ravazza that he can actually put a small gap on Le Mans. And Le Mans now with no DRS, I think Le Mans now must have made a small mistake, I guess, into the Ravazza 1 and 2 combination.
AC with now a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane.
Yeah, that, we should have made a counter for that, how many times that happened. It's really uncanny. Le Mans under a lot of pressure from Darth Kuman from behind. Can he hold onto the position?
bouncing quickly. That has happened 8 times speeding into the pit lane.
Yeah, but I think it's even more because some of them were you have to count twice. And Darth Cuman actually going for the move into the and Le Mans now cutting across the track. He made a he probably braked way too late and 3 cars around Le Mans now. Le Mans now falling down into P6 after a very comfortable P3, which will help Verstappen a lot right now. He has a 1 second gap through Darth Cuman, which was a very unusual mistake. Oh, normally very solid driver with Le Mans now making a mistake into on a braking point is very uncommon to see actually. But look at that straight line. He's right beside Arrow and Arrow get defense in the inside, but the Aston Martin of Sven Wigel could not defend it. But Sven going on the outside down onto Villeneuve, but Le Mans now on the inside. Water clean better with the switchback there.
Wow, I've never seen this from Ronaldo. Such
And
mistakes.
yeah, and you see, he also he has a lot of wheel spin in the rear. I think he did. I probably believe he did actually. I think I read somewhere he actually drives on a throw setup today. And when I guess Le Mans now says it's a throw setup, I personally believe it's probably around 0 rings, as he does like to joke about. But maybe that can explain a lot why he has such a poor performance in the corners. But he's that quick onto the straight line.
I don't think he's running 0-0. I think he's just driving a very low wing segments.
Yeah, and we have
again.
Is it the K? Is it K? Yeah, and Casey.
Yeah, Casey.
Yeah, Casey retired on the track, and there was a slow McLaren, I think, or did I see that wrong? I think I saw that wrong. Probably was the Red Bull, but still coolest again. Still with a 13-second gap. No, okay, 12-second gap. On Verstappen, at the moment he's leading that quite comfortably, and I actually think he probably has a chance of maybe winning this race if he does not pit anymore and keeps it on the road.
Yeah, if we now look at Verstappen and Darth Cuman, very close together.
Oh yeah, actually they are. Verstappen probably lost a bit of time somewhere.
The gap was 2 tenths at the lowest I saw.
And Arrow also still back into still in the fight with Darth Cuman. This fight goes on like for 20 laps already now. I think
great racing.
Really great racing actually. Very fun to watch, and Verstappen with a very good performance today. But also like Darth Cuman, our new debutants here for Aston Martin, also very solid performance today. Which makes me personally as Tier 1 Aston Martin driver very happy.
So right now, if Verstappen ends the race like this, I think it will drop down.
And Le Mans now actually overtaking Arrow into Tamburello, and Arrow still back at behind, and Le Mans now actually gives up the position. I think maybe there was contact between those drivers, that Le Mans now actually gave the position back to Arrow, which is very fair sportsmanship between those drivers. Meanwhile, Sven Wigge going outside of Tosa, right side on side with Le Mans now, and actually getting the move done, but Le Mans now got overtaken on the left-hander from Sven Wigge. Very solid move there. Touché to Sven there. Very solid racing from him. Meanwhile, we also again have a yellow flag in Sector 2. I can't make it out. Okay, it's Coney D, aka Sven, and he is into the barriers and he reverses back onto the track. Hopefully he interferes with no one's race, but he reversed back onto the gravel trap, which was very aware of him. And as it seems, he can continue, but I think his race is unfortunately pretty done at that point for him. And Verstappen under pressure from Darth Cuman. Darth Cuman trying to go on the outside of Tamburello and gets the move done. Really solid move from Darth Cuman on P2 in his debut race.
Yeah, Darth Cuman now taking the lead of this battle. I wanted to say the lead of the race, but that's obviously not true. It's for P2.
Yes.
Oh, and is that perhaps who has spun? Oh no, he's going to the pit
He's
lane.
into the pit lane. Let me just.
He
He retired
retired.
into the pit lane. I think he maybe caught damage, and also Coney D again into the pit lane. Also, I think he maybe also caught some front wing damage. Meanwhile, Versengen right still at the back end of Dark Human into the last 4 laps of this race. Can Versengen actually can do something against the Aston Martin of Darth Human? But I think Darth Human is he on? No, he's also on the hard tire. So it's a very fair battle between all those drivers. But Le Mans now can get it done now. Can he get it? Can he get Arrow now down on the straight with his massive straight line speed he has? We have number. He has one. He has one with Arrow, and Versengen going down the middle, and there's contact between the Aston and the Haas driver. And oh my God, Lamar going into the gravel trap, losing a whole bunch of time, falling down into P6. Sven Wigge in P5 and Versengen unfortunately lost the position to Arrow, but will Versengen now dive down into Tosa? On the outside, has he got the better traction around Tosa? And it seems like he has. He's in front of Arrow and he dives down into P3, into the fast left-hander. Very clean racing from Versengen there. But Arrow looking for a move into Aqua Minerali. No, he does not. He does a reasonable move there and does not try to dive down that one. But very, very close again, like they're all like in 200s distance of each other, which will be very, very close down the main. So can Versengen hold it in front of Arrow?
I think Versengen can hold it in front of Arrow, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's really unfortunate. Versengen got that 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit.
Yes, going for the move.
Yes, I think he couldn't catch anyone actually, only for Arrow and Versengen side by side, and Lamont trying to pick up the pieces, but he can't.
Lamont still recovered this race with 2 laps to go.
Yes, but still leading comfortably again. Coolest, I think that was probably the strategy of the year he actually did there. Leading comfortably.
25 laps old, that's impressive.
And those tires will be 27 laps out when we finish this race. And he still has a 10-second gap to the next car. I think he has that one clean in the books. Very, very impressive race from Coolest after the disastrous round 1 he had where his controller disconnected on track into the wall.
Now, Versengen and Lamont, yes. Very, very close together.
Yes,
definitely. Yes, going for the DRS.
Yeah, and I think he will probably get Versengen now down the main straight, I guess. The Lamont also has this 5-second penalty, so it's important here for Versengen to fight this one to keep his P4, maybe still get a chance on a good position here, because I think every one of the P4, P5, P6 combination got a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane.
Yeah, the positions where Versengen is right now, he would end up probably. Lamont, yes, making a small mistake there.
Oh,
full spin on the exit of Tosa.
Let's see if Versengen can put pressure onto Lamano in the last 2 laps of this race. If he can get this position again from Lamano. And Coolest with a small penalty for corner cutting, but I don't think if he does too many mistakes now, I don't think it will affect his race anymore. Meanwhile, we see Coolest down into Ravazza 1 and 2. Going into the final lap of the race. Can he hold it on? Can he actually win this race on this very, very bold strategy he got? But let's look at the P4 battle again. And I think Versengen has a lot of pressure from behind from Sven Wigel actually. The meanwhile Lamar now getting again the fastest lap of the session. Can Sven do something down Tamburello? No, he can't. Nice defending from Versengen down there. But let's see, the fight is still not over yet. And I see Lamar actually putting down the pressure on Arrow. Arrow under a lot of pressure from Lamar now in the last few corners of this race. Can he hold on to his position?
Even if Lamar now overtakes Arrow, Arrow will still end up in P3 on the podium.
Yeah, true, because of the penalties. Meanwhile, Cool is losing a whole bunch of time. I think he lost around 3 seconds down this very first lap. He has to get just the 3-second gap to keep it in front of Darth Cuman. Hopefully he can actually pull that off. Let's look if he stays in that 3-second gap, bro. He does not have any ES. His front steering ring is blinking, but I think yes,
six tenths.
It seems like it will be very close, but Kulis can hold on to his P1. He won the race on a very bold strategy. Great driving from Kulis in second. Darth Cuman and Arrow right behind. The Mono actually could not catch up to Arrow at the moment. And Versengen also kept his P5 in front of Sven. Very clean, and Trimmer in P7 because of Frosty's time penalty he got. Saw into P9. Lennon, as it seems, get his first point of the season in P10, which is also a very good result for him. What an end to the race. It was again like a small through the penalty again. It's photo finish. We produce only photo finishes here in LRC, which is
Lennon actually falling back to P13.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for him. I would have wished he got those points. But let's look at our rightfully deserved winner, Kulis, with the strategy of the year, in my opinion, winning a very, very good race in Imola, which was very fun to see. And look how happy he is, holding the trophy up into the air like a true Chad.
What a strategy from him. 27 lap all tires.